In Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts, you're watching Fox 64, WNAC-TV, Providence, New Bedford.
You're watching Fox Sports, home to the 2000 World Series, the 2001 NFC Championship, and in February, the 43rd running of the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. Pedro Martínez has been the workhorse and leader of the Boston Red Sox pitching staff. But in his last start, the reigning AL Cy Young Award winner left the game amid questions and concerns.
Well, we'll all be holding our breath until we get a report on Pedro.
Today, the Red Sox host the Texas Rangers, and Pedro Martínez must fight through his pain to keep Boston alive in the AL wildcard race. In Cincy, Ken Griffey Jr.'s Reds are trying to keep pace in the National League Central. Today, Jr.'s letting his bat do the talking as the Pirates come to town to battle the Reds. It's all coming right at you on Fox Saturday Baseball.
Baseball. Last night at Misty Fenway Park, the Red Sox already led the Rangers 2-0 when Kenny Rogers hung one and Troy O'Leary roasted him into the corner. In come two off the triple. Red Sox 4-0. They win by 2. Having cut it to 3, the Sox turn to Pedro Martínez to trim another game off the Yankee lead, even as Nomar Garciaparra has trimmed nearly 25 points off his batting average. In Cincinnati, the teams of the 70s have become the teams of 70 losses. Junior says he's felt like he's been on trial. Well, court is in session, and the Reds are guilty of falling below 500. From Fox Park, where my running mates, Senator Lyons and myself, invented the internet, we cut taxes, and we put a chicken in every garage. It's the Fox Saturday Baseball pregame show. I'm Keith Olbermann. That is Steve Lyons. And you said home runs would pick up, and the players listened to you as always.
I know. Well, hey, a couple of weeks ago, everyone was talking about where's all the power. Gary Sheffield led all of baseball with 33 home runs, and he hadn't hit one for 2 weeks. But the power hitters go through kind of a dead period in late July, early August. I went out on a limb and said that by this day, there would be someone with 40 home runs. You know, it's really tough being right all the time. Thanks a lot, Sammy.
2 home runs against the Diamondbacks, and he'll send you the bill. Monday night, he was either indicating that his shoulder hurt or he'd added to his many accomplishments that of traffic control at Logan Airport. Red Sox fans have seen too many times Pedro Martínez, the man who keeps them afloat, felt something bad in the shoulder, removed himself after 4 innings. He will pitch today here on Fox. He says he is 100%. Is this chronic? Is this prudent? Does he just know his body very well, and Red Sox fans better get used to this?
Well, he knows his body better than anybody, including anybody on the Red Sox staff there. The problem is Pedro Martínez is 170 pounds soaking wet. I took a lot of heat a couple months ago when I said that I think he's only a 7-inning pitcher. Unfortunately, 32 American League starters get more run support than Pedro Martínez. They leave him out there all the time because they can't score enough runs for him. But this is a guy who needs to get out of there. He's very small. He's very slight. Best pitcher in the game. But you can't let him go 9 innings all the time, or it's going to come back to haunt you come playoff time.
Especially when he almost always draws the other team's ace, which reduces the support he gets.
Yep.
Speaking of other teams' aces, if Ken Hill looked slightly surprised, it may be because 12 days ago he was cut adrift by the 3rd-place team in the AL West. But yesterday he was signed by the team with the best record in the league, the White Sox. Hill has pitched in 5 postseason games in his career, compared to none for the rest of Chicago's staff. And as we said, back of Tomooka, the Red Sox beat Texas last night in the Kevin Kennedy alumni game at Fenway, and the Yankees cooperated in New York in what might be the worst blown save since Joe Torre became the manager. 3-run lead in the 9th. Tie game in the 9th. Mo Vaughn 3-run job off Mariano Rivera into the 10th, and watch off the Jorge Posada blast, Darin Erstad.
Oh, is there a more complete player in the game? Offense, defense, and intensity every day.
And clutch timing. Who wins the game in the 11th with a home run off Mike Stanton? Darin Erstad. He's going to get MVP votes, and he'll deserve every one he gets. The Yanks lead the East by 3. Andy Pettitte seeks his 15th today against Brian Cooper, back from the minors. Is this a real race, or is this the stealth race, which the teams get to around 3 and then don't get any closer?
Well, I can tell you, Red Sox fans certainly hope this is a real race. They've been teased for so many years. What, 80 years or something? It hasn't been a race. This is great for baseball, having the Yankees and the Red Sox so close at this point in the season. It's going to go back and make that rivalry strong, just like the playoffs last year when the Yankees and the Red Sox met up. It goes a long way to get that rivalry going again, and that's great for baseball.
Only no thrown bottles and better umpiring.
Yes.
All right, more from the last night in the Wild and the West. Another blown save. Seattle led Cleveland 8-6. Kenny Lofton says goodbye. And then in the 9th inning, bases loaded, 1 out. Travis Fryman wins it with a single to left field. If the Mariner bullpen implodes just like all the other Mariner bullpens have imploded, this is anybody's race. Oakland is 3 back and the Angels 6. In the wild card, Cleveland is not in as good a position as it seems here because, of course, if the A's or Red Sox do really well, they would move into the front of their divisions and force the Mariners or Yankees down to the wild card race. The Indians have virtually no shot at making up 9 games on the White Sox in the Central. Meantime, in the National League, Mike Piazza back at Dodger Stadium, and they kind of miss him.
Dan, he likes it here.
Ouch. Off Kevin Brown, 32 homers this year, 3-0 Mets led at that point and won 5-3. And then in San Francisco, Rich Aurelia turns on Greg Maddux. That's the state of baseball 2000. You wouldn't have been able to say that a couple years ago. 2-0 at that point. Liván Hernández has never thrown a complete game shutout till there. Braves lose to the Giants 2-0. So in the West, the Diamondbacks' sudden cash shortage, about $20 million, did not affect them on the field. They and the Giants have each won 5 straight, although it was interest-free loan night at the ball yard last night. And the Braves and Mets forming not just the race in the East, they're also it for the wild card. Arizona's 4.5. They're the only other team with a real chance. Mets and the White Sox have identical records. White Sox lead the division by 9. Mets are still 1.5 back of Atlanta. But have they cleared the psychological hurdle that is the Braves?
Absolutely. I don't think they'll win this division, but they will be the wild card team if they don't. You know, this used to be a situation where the Mets knew that they couldn't beat the Braves. That's the worst feeling as an athlete that you can have when you know going into the game you can't beat them. The Texas Rangers had that same feeling with the New York Yankees. They cannot, will not ever beat them in a playoff situation. The Braves now know that the Mets can beat them in a situation dealt based on the way they've played each other so far this season, and the Mets, even more importantly, know that they can beat the Braves.
All right, we'll take a break now, but when we continue, for those who chase the records to those who chase the wet home run balls, Erstad and Sisler, Helton and 400, today's managers and the skippers of the past, and then Steve kind of jumps into the lake.
You know, if I had a glove this big, I wouldn't have missed anything.
And gets away from Lyons.
This Fox 64 sports broadcast is brought to you by Corona.
And 1, 2, 1, and work those muscles. Yeah! Keep it up. Good job. Okay, everyone, let's cool down now.
It's about time. Making time. Taking time. Time flies at Dodge, where you'll find big savings on almost everything. Exceptionally low financing on Dodge Ram, or generous cash allowances. Dodge Dakota, up to $2,000 cash allowance. Dakota. Big savings on almost everything. For a limited time at Dodge. Different. But please hurry while time is still on your side.
I'm the Dreamcast master. Oh, disaster.
It's by rules.
Check it out. I got Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Boom, boom.
Got a 500 megahertz laptop. We got internet connection. Let's get the party started.
It's time to turn on the fun. Best Buy.
The Outer Limits. The survival guide for the new millennium.
Saturday at 5 on Fox 64.
First, he took on the Terminator. Next, he raised the Titanic. Now, has he got a girl for you?
I've got people looking to either put me in a cage or kill me.
Barcode on your neck, Max. I know who you are. I know who you're running from.
From Academy Award winner James Cameron.
You got a bad attitude.
You're not even trying.
Dark Angel. Foxfall.
Los Angeles Dodgers check in. It was a dark day and
Next, week, yes, live televised time travel. Well, sort of. Join Steve, Joe Buck, Tim McCarver, and me as we pay tribute to the 61st anniversary of the first baseball telecast by reliving the development of the medium and dressing up funny. Ontology recapitulates philology next week here on Fox Saturday Baseball. And he readies to face Texas' Pedro Martínez. Without him, the Red Sox would have the fewest wins in the American League. It's more than just a start today at the Fens. It is their only chance. Pedro is also part of the annual assault on the record books, some of which is headline news, some a little more subtle. Sure, the marks of George Sisler and Ted Williams are endangered, but so are those of Ducky Medwick, Earl Webb, and, of course, Mark Grudzielanek. Some are big, bright neon signs. Todd Helton's pursuit of 400. This would actually be more than just the first to the 4 out of 10 plateau since Ted Williams in 1941. It would be the first in the National League in 70 years since Bill Terry hit 401 for the Giants in 1930. The Darin Erstad base hit chase you probably know. He is still creeping towards George Sisler's remarkable record of 257 safeties in 1920. And not to sound like Ford Frick on the subject of Roger Maris's 61 homers, but to be fair, Sisler did do that in a 154-game schedule. On the other hand, what's wrong with obliterating the record for a 162-game season? That one is only the 240 by Wade Boggs in 1985. Only. Some of the lesser records at risk are just as impressive, with 3 guys, Helton, Carlos Delgado, and Nomar Garcia-Parra, already well over 40 doubles. The all-time record, Earl Webb, 67 for the 31 Red Sox. The National League record, Ducky Medwick's 64 for the 36 Cardinals. And the modern record of 54, Al McRae, John Olerud, Alex Rodriguez, and surprise, Mark Grudzielanek are all up for grabs. Or how about Louis Castillo's What's an RBI chase? Matty Alou won the 66 NL batting championship, hitting .342 while driving in just 27 runs. Castillo may out-hit him and under-RBI him. Few pitching records are being challenged, but the one Pedro Martínez is working on is a doozy. Greg Maddux led the NL in ERA in 1994 with 1.56. Bret Saberhagen was second, nearly 1.2 runs per game behind. Last year, Pedro bettered runner-up David Cone by 1.37. Right now, his ERA is less than half of the guys who are vying for second place, nearly 2 full runs fewer than Albie Lopez, Rick Helling, and Roger Clemens. But best of all, there's the managerial record. The 30 guys who started this season are still on the job.
Thank you! Yes, thank you!
If they all survive, it'll be the first time since the Joe McCarthy days of 1942. Of course, that winter, 3 out of these 16 skippers got fired, and Casey Stengel got hit by a taxi, and a year later, the Braves became the first to honor a guaranteed contract and thus became the first team to pay a manager, Stengel, not to manage. And of course, the Indians can still add to the record. They've already set 30 different pitchers in one season. That's one for every big league club. It's a nice round number.
Yeah, it is. You talk about records. You look at the San Francisco Giants out west. You know, earlier in the show, I said how tough it is to be right all the time. I said, no way do these guys have a chance to be where they are in the West at this point in the season. I was wrong about that. I went up there to talk about how great they are as a team. I spent more time just hanging out at their great new ballpark.
You know, the problem with coming to ball games at the old Candlestick Park was that no matter what time of the year you came here, you were always freezing your tail off. I mean, it was cold and windy, and there was garbage flying all over the place. They didn't even have a heater in the visitors' dugout. The players hated playing here. The Giants didn't want to be here, so they said, hey, let's get out of here. And that's what I'm going to do, too. Let's go to the new Pac Bell, baby.
This place is so cool. You can even swim up to it. Hey, Barry! Hit it to me out here! I'm gonna be out there battling you tonight. Don't be thinking you can get the ball away from me. I'm Scuba Steve.
Oh yeah, it looks calm right now, but in a couple hours, I'm going to be fighting dogs and boats and a whole bunch of other people for those splashdown home runs. I'll get one. You know I'll get one. You know, one of the things they saved from the old stick was the foghorn. It goes off when they hit a home run or when I'm in town.
Come on, keep going, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up!
Check this out. That's great. Wish I was 12 again. Hey, you don't build a new ballpark in San Francisco without the Say Hey Kid. This is Willie Mays Plaza.
plaza right here with the statue of Willie, the 24 palm trees. They got a gate named after Willie. You know what? They even have his own restaurant right there. It's awesome. Hey, the 24 restaurant. You know we dig Willie. But I was ready. If he hit it out, I'd have been. They have Portuguese water dogs that fight for splashdown home runs. I prepared for battle in my own special way. You see, there's no way I'm going to lose to a dog in such a crucial matchup. Portuguese water dog.
Scuba Steve.
Check me out now. I got my very own privately chartered boat. I got my Portuguese water dog and we home run football.
Pitch the bomb.
High drive. Right field. Headed to McCarver. Out of here. Some people leave their heart in San Francisco. I left my good body and my baseball up there. Where's my fox dog at? Fox dog. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Now take a hike. You know, when they call it a dork ball. That's what they hit us. And oh, by the way, those Giants that I said wouldn't be as good as they are right now, first place. I was wrong.
Is this a rental or do you own this? Right. We have to give the Emmy back now after that.
Oh, come on. This is what gets it for us.
So, the Giants now, no, I'm asking you a question about the ball club after this.
They're an outstanding team. Always liked this team, just never thought they had the guns to make it as far as they are right now. Dusty Baker, best manager in the game for my money. He hates hearing that, but those players play harder for him than any other manager. And I'll tell you what, they're a better team offensively than I thought they would. I didn't think they had in their starting staff. They're in trouble, but you could say that about any team. And
they all came to the fence and watched you as you did that stuff?
They hate me right now, which is okay. You know, I'm apologizing.
That's what we're here for. That's it for us. For Steve Lyons, I'm Keith Olbermann. I'll be here for updates as warranted. Next, you got the Red Sox and the Rangers, the Pirates and the Reds, and the other highlights. We will dog you with them as they happen. After this break, please let us take you out to the ballgame.